if you don't know our guest today, let me kind of give you an idea who he is. James, I had a chance to read your book yesterday and finish it this morning. I listened to the audio of it. New York Times bestselling author. You wrote your book. I think it was called Breakthrough.
Yes.
Or Breakthrough. He's got an organization he leads called Project Veritas, which I believe you started in 2011 or maybe 2012. One of those 2 years is when it kind of started growing.
Yes.
And he's exposed a lot of different stories. If you remember the one story with ABC, when ABC News, Amy Robach was caught on hot mic saying network spiked Jeffrey Epstein's bombshell. And she was trying to do this story, and the story was leaked by you, the video. That was one of the stories that Project Veritas did. There's another story having to do with, there's a list of them. Google executive. Recently, the one you did with the federal government nurse, I believe, that was talking about vaccines. And the one video you showed where they're sitting there saying this person took their 9th or 8th shot or 7th shot or whatever it was. You exposed Big Pharma. You did something with a senator, pro-Antifa high school teacher in California, admitting communism, indoctrination of students. And the list goes on and on and on. Senior Google manager on search engine power said, you are just plain and simple trying to play God. The power in the search. Trump says not something, misinformation, you're going to delete it. If a Democratic leader says it, then you're going to leave it. So you've done so many of these things, going after Pfizer, going after all these guys. And here's what I've learned about whistleblowers. You know, everybody loves a whistleblower on their side, and everybody loves a whistleblower on the opposing side. Because, you know, as kids, what are we raised to do? Hey, don't snitch,
tattletale.
Right? Don't tattletale, don't snitch. But right. There's a different...
snitches get stitches,
yes,
as they say.
Snitches get stitches, but you grow up and you're sitting there, you're thinking you got to protect the whistleblowers, but are they really doing good? There is this dispute that goes back and forth with people on both sides when it comes down to whistleblowers. How do you view the life of a whistleblower, how we view a whistleblower? Should people look at him as a hero? Should they look at him as divisive? How do you view a whistleblower?
Well, I mean, this book, there's a chapter in this book, American Muckraker, called Insiders, and to be a whistleblower is to step outside the great chain of being, to join not just another religion, but another world. And sometimes this other world is called the margins of society, but it feels like outer space. The metaphor that Ellsberg used, famous 20th century whistleblower, it's like being an astronaut and you cut your umbilical cord. You're not part of the institution you worked for. You're not part of my institution. You're sort of floating out there. But I think in this world today, I was just watching Joe Rogan's Instagram video as I was coming into the studio.
What did you think about that?
What was going through my head is this quote from Orwell, that freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4. If that is granted, all else follows. Rogan said in his little Instagram video, he said, you know, 6 months ago or a year ago, they would have banned you for saying these things. And now the scientists come out and say it's true. So it's just, we're living in this bizarre dystopian reality where you can't call this a bottle of water, you know. and they say, experts say. Who are these experts? So we have to show people the reality. We can't tell them we have to show them. We have to allow people to trust the evidence of their own eyes and ears. And that's the sort of journalism that we do. We don't ask you to trust us by virtue of the fact that I declare myself credible. That's what they do. Experts say. We don't ask you to trust us or trust the whistleblower. The whistleblower shows you the evidence, right? First-person observation journalism, such that you can see it for yourself. They don't want to trust your eyes and ears, and we would ask that you do that. And that's what was going through my head as I watched that Rogan comment he made.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.